Welcome back to Conqueror MotoGP News, the best place to find out everything about MotoGP. The video for today has some great news and updates about the teams and riders you love. We'll cover everything, from possible future moves to growth that was not expected. Let's jump right in. Marc Márquez is the talk of the town even at Mugello, but not because of how well he might do in this Grand Prix. Instead, it's because of rumors about his future. A lot of people are talking about the idea that Ducati might choose him over Jorge Martin for the official team. Because he shut the door on Pramac, Márquez seemed stressed during the press conference and was careful with every word. He said, "I'm not worried about anything. It's just rumors that you should ignore as much as possible. It's okay with me. I'm having fun, I had a great weekend, and I have choices for the future." How many? I have 3. When asked about a possible move to Ducati, Márquez said that the only 2 choices for him are to join the factory team or stay with Gresini. He made it clear that Pramac was not part of his plans. "I'm a man with clear goals, so I don't switch from one satellite team to another. Things have changed for me since Barcelona. I was in a tough spot last year and was thinking about how to get back to having fun and competing. Now I am. If you want to compete for the title, you can use a bike from last year, but you should try to be on an organized team because it makes things easier. That's my goal." People asked Márquez if sticking with the Gresini team on an official bike would make him happy. He said, "The important thing is to be comfortable. My people know that. I know what I want to do. Being quick on the track is the only thing I can do to have more choices." When asked about the chance of switching brands and starting the process of adaptation all over again, Márquez said, "I don't like the idea of it, but I don't rule it out either. I have 3 possible outcomes, each with its own set of goals. Luckily, I would be at ease in all of them. A pilot can fly quickly when he is happy." Márquez admitted that he has 2 problems: fights on the track and talks off the track. Being able to hold the one on the track makes it more interesting. "This is also part of the show for me. People need something to read, so let's talk about it. But it's not our job to pay too much attention to those things." Márquez said, "Yes, but I'm not telling you." When asked about the time frame for his choice, "There are people who have to know about it, even though I don't want to, because they have budgets to close. I wish it were before Sachsenring." Márquez said this about the Mugello Grand Prix. "The weather looks a little sketchy, but we know this track well. It makes sense that I could get ready for Sunday's run better if I did more laps in the dry. With Barcelona, Mugello, and Assen coming up in the next few weeks, I know I need to be patient and try to get as many points as I can." He also talked about how important it was to do better in qualifying, saying, "Last GP was great for pace. I was strong and consistent, and that made the difference in letting me make a comeback. But I need to learn more about how to make the time attack better. On the Honda, I could go fast on the dry lap, but when I ride the Ducati by myself, I feel better. The team has plans. I need to find my way. This is also a part of making progress." Márquez talked more about how he rides, saying, "I have a style of riding that was made for Honda. It's my strong suit, even on a Ducati, to make time when going into a turn, but it goes down in time attack. It doesn't matter that I get worse when I follow someone. 2 or 3 things need to be fixed." When coming out of turns, Bagnaia and Martin can make better use of the new tires. When asked if Ducati could match its record number of wins, Márquez joked, "I've been told that 20 times already," laughs. "As always, I'll try, but I don't want to worry too much. It's my choice and I'll keep it that way. Great if it comes. I have nothing to lose," Márquez said, when asked if he was thinking about the championship. "But I know that my bike won't change between now and the end of the year, and that usually the factory bikes are stronger in the second half of the championship. I'm happy to be almost at the same level as two riders who fought for the title last season and have been riding this bike for 6 years. We'll see if I can keep it up. Jack Miller, a KTM MotoGP rider, has said something important about his future. He wants to move to the Tech3 Gas Gas team in 2025. At the same time, he knows that Pedro Acosta is a strong contender to take his present job. Miller signed a 2-year deal with KTM in 2023, but his early form was good, but he has had a lot of trouble this season. Miller has only scored 27 points this year, compared to 62 last year. He is currently behind fellow KTM RC 16 riders Brad Binder and Pedro Acosta in the standings. People say that his problems are caused by crashes and a lack of feeling, especially with the stiffer front tire formulas. Before the Barcelona round, Miller seemed uneasy about what KTM racing boss Pit Beirer said. Beirer was worried about how well both Miller and Tech3 Gas rider Augusto Fernandez were doing. Miller has long talked about how important he thinks his part in making the KTM bike has been ignored by the media. Miller responded to the idea that many riders would be eager to take his place. That means we're doing something right. Why would anyone want this job 2 years ago? That means I'm doing something right. And I quit what was possibly the best bike on the grid, a Ducati, to take this job. Lots of people are running for that seat, so I think we've done a good job so far, and things will only get better from here on out. Miller said, "Not probably. It wasn't enough," when asked if his work for KTM had been appreciated enough. "Yes, I think what I've done has been enough, and it will stay that way. I didn't sign up for this project with the plan to quit after 2 years. That's not what I mean. I know they have a very fast rookie, and if KTM could lose him, I would be very upset. I don't know if that will be the end of it, if they'll be demoted or what. I know they have to do what they have to do." Miller's acceptance of the possible move to Tech3 shows that he is aware of what is happening and is ready to change. That's what I've always said. I'm sure Tech3 isn't a satellite team anymore. It's more or less a red stock bike. We already knew that. As I already said, I didn't take this job just to quit after 2 years and not get anything out of it, you know what I mean? It takes time to do these things. I believe that's what we're doing now. You're making something good, which is why you have these highs and lows. Miller is still dedicated to his job at KTM, even though there are problems. That has never changed how I understand the bike and try to make it better, and my work outside of the track has never changed. I'm working harder than I ever have. I really like the guys at KTM. For how quickly they did it, I think they did a great job. Obviously, I believe we have 4 great riders, and if they need to change things up, they do so and keep going. The most likely results are for Miller to switch to Tech3 and for Acosta to be promoted to the factory team. Miller's current form has made it more likely that KTM will make this move. Miller and KTM are the only ones who really know how much he has helped with growth, but his bosses have never said anything bad about it. He's having a hard time right now, but there is hope that his form will get better, which would make him a useful asset for Tech3. Miller could also go in a different direction. For example, Ducati's World Superbike program is interested, and Spanish media have claimed that Honda might make a MotoGP bid. Miller, unlike his predecessor Miguel Oliveira, seems to have been open to the idea of going to Tech3. This plan could only change if a star rider like Jorge Martin or Marc Márquez suddenly became available, but it looks like Ducati will keep both of them. If KTM wants to add a new rider to the Tech3 lineup next year, Augusto Fernandez is sure to give up his seat. In the end, Miller's possible move to Tech3 could be good for everyone. To make sure this change is seen as a good thing for everyone, though, he needs to do a better job. This MotoGP season has been chaotic, but Enea Bastianini has been at the center of it all, the way he wants. Instead of having to fight off other riders for his factory Ducati, the Italian has had to deal with reports that Jorge Martin or Marc Márquez might take his place. It's been a mess. If you asked Bastianini about the rumors at Mugello on Thursday, he would smile. This is how it was from the first race. While it's not a big deal, being asked about the future over and over again makes me go, wow, again. However, it is normal. Bastianini won just one race in his first year with the official team because he was hurt a lot. He won 4 races with Gresini in 2022. Even though he has 2 podiums and is in 4th place in the World Championship results so far this season, it would still be a surprise if he kept his seat. It's me, Marc, Jorge Martin, and the other 3 guys in the top 4. But Jorge has something extra right now that the others don't. Bastianini said, "We have seen many times." He was talking about the Pramac title winner, who he beat to win the factory seat in 2022. Marc does well in races. The first laps are when he's at his best. And I'm always there, but I'm not really powerful right now. I know it can be hard to choose a Ducati. We'll be happy to put an end to the reports once this race is over, though. If the judge rules against him, Bastianini is said to be wanted by Aprilia, which is looking for an Italian rider and maybe a KTM seat through Gas Gas Tech3. When asked which choice he liked better, Bastianini said, "I have a preference, but it's again too early to talk about this because I want to understand that situation better after Mugello and the Ducati decision. After that, I have 3 weeks to figure out what the best plan is before the next race. I need to think about other things right now, like why my speed wasn't good last weekend in Barcelona." Bastianini has been on the podium 43 times in all 3 types of Grand Prix, but never at Mugello. "This is one of my favorite tracks, but I haven't been able to get on the podium since 2014, he said. "This year I'm ready, and I also hope to have a little more luck than last year." There you have it for today's MotoGP news. We've talked about a lot of topics, from Marc Márquez's possible future to Jack Miller's possible move to Tech3 and Enea Bastianini's uncertain situation amid the reports. Keep an eye out for more news and information from MotoGP. To get the latest news, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Stay safe on the road until next time, and keep the energy going.